why money exists, and why it tricks us. Adam Smith explained money, based on the wealth of nations. Money has a strange kind of power over us. We say it is just a tool, something practical, something neutral. Yet when real decisions appear in our lives, money quietly becomes the standard by which everything is measured. We choose jobs because of money. We judge success because of money. We feel safe, anxious, confident, or ashamed, largely because of how much money we think we have. So Adam Smith begins with a surprisingly basic question. Why does money exist at all? In The Wealth of Nations, he makes something very clear. Money was never created to make people wealthy. It was created to solve a coordination problem. Before money existed, people relied on direct exchange, food for tools, labor for clothing, one skill for another. At first, this seems simple and fair, but Adam Smith points out a hidden flaw. For trade to happen, both people had to want exactly what the other offered. At the same moment, if you had bread, and I had shoes, trade worked only if you wanted bread, and I wanted shoes. As societies grew larger and more complex, this requirement became impossible to satisfy. More people meant more specialization. More specialization meant fewer perfect matches. Direct exchange could no longer support daily life. So money emerged not by design, but naturally. Not as wealth, but as a tool, a common reference point that allowed value to move through society. Money did not create value. It made value portable. It allowed effort, skill, and usefulness to be stored and exchanged later. This is where the misunderstanding begins, because over time, humans started confusing the tool with the outcome. Money feels solid. Value feels abstract. Money can be counted. Value must be understood. And humans have a natural tendency to chase what feels concrete. So we begin to treat money not as a means, but as the goal itself. Adam Smith quietly warns us about this shift. When money becomes the target, thinking becomes shallow. Complex human contribution is reduced to a single number. We stop asking, what does this actually produce? And start asking, how much does this pay? But money itself produces nothing. It does not feed you. It does not protect you. It does not create comfort or meaning on its own. What money really represents is other people's willingness to exchange value with you. It is a signal, a compressed symbol of trust, usefulness, and social cooperation. When this signal is mistaken for reality, money gains psychological power over us. This is why people can earn more and feel less secure at the same time. They accumulate symbols, but lose clarity about what those symbols mean. They chase numbers without understanding what the numbers point to. Adam Smith was not against money. He understood how essential it was for large societies to function, but he also understood its danger. Money simplifies exchange, and in doing so, it simplifies thought. Once everything is translated into numbers, comparison becomes endless. There is always someone earning more, always someone ahead, always another benchmark. When money becomes the goal, satisfaction becomes structurally impossible. This is not a personal failure. It is a design problem. Modern anxiety grows here. We don't just use money. We use it to measure ourselves. More money feels like more worth. Less money feels like personal failure. But that was never money's role. Money was created to serve exchange, not to define a human life. Understanding this changes the question we ask. Instead of asking, how can I make more money? We begin to ask something more precise. What kind of value am I actually creating? And for whom? Because money does not lead value. Value leads money. Money follows usefulness, coordination, and trust. Adam Smith was not making a moral argument. He was making a structural one. He was not telling people to reject money. He was telling them not to mistake it for meaning. Money only controls us, as long as we misunderstand it. Once we see it clearly, it loses its ability to define our lives. And in that moment, we stop living for money and start using it for what it was always meant to be.